Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies who brunch.
All aboard the USS Canadian Titanique. You heard it here first, folks. The ship of dreams is setting
here.
sail, and mama, it is clear sailing.
And there's 3 rules. Be authentic, be real, and be true to yourself. Holla.
We have what we have only described as a literal dream guest on the podcast. Oh, by the way, are you mad at us about this outfit?
Wait. Let them get a good look.
Yeah.
Let them get a good look. So what do you guys think about
So
the
we
whole garb?
we surprised our guest in these outfits. Insert clip here.
Hi, honey.
Should we salute?
And what did you think about it?
Oh,
She can't
even
talk yet.
speak. She's so excited.
speechless.
We have our guest,
I was
the
told not to
iconic,
talk.
the legendary, the most
amazing,
amazing, hilarious
performer of our generation. The most authentic of performers of our generation. Please welcome
Rose
Messenger.
The whole-
Please clap. Oh, wait.
Is that our live studio audience?
Is that our
you
live
hear?
studio audience?
Welcome to the Ladies Who Brunch, Rose Messenger.
Guys!
So what is your favorite thing about the Ladies Who Brunch?
Okay.
Because you're an avid listener and reader and...
This has been my dream
Right.
ever since this podcast began. I have been a huge fan. I have not missed a single episode.
We get that a lot.
Okay.
We honestly don't. So when we meet someone who is an actual fan, it's
when
kind
we
of crazy.
meet someone. Wow.
So, like, where are you from? Like, where? Like, what's your story?
Really great to meet you guys for the first time here
Ever.
today at the Ladies Who Brunch.
So, what was your first, like, impression when you came in and you saw us in these iconic sailor outfits, but then you, like, saw there was multiple layers to this outfit, and there was, like, a
Wow.
black Lululemon jacket situation.
Okay.
What were your thoughts?
So I knew an outfit of sort was going to happen because we were at drinks last night and they said I couldn't show up. I had to show up later because they had to prepare and set up. So I knew something would happen. And also when I walked in the door, one of the live studio
Producer.
the producer of the production
Oh.
was
Sorry.
just kidding. Eli was filming, and I couldn't see Jake and Sammy, but I could see me like this.
I'll say this too, Rose, at one point, like we were talking, catching up, being just like so fun. And then Rose said, "This feels so serious." And I looked at
Yeah.
her dressed like this and I said, "What do you mean this feels so serious?"
I'm really nervous, guys.
didn't realize
This
this
feels
came
very
up then.
professional, and I also have 4 people on Sammy's bed.
Yeah.
Just looking. So
and
I
insert-
am nervous.
and
I will
ins-
be honest because I just have dreamed of this moment. I love this
Right.
podcast.
Aw.
We love you so very much. You were on this podcast once already as a vocalist when we literally
yes.
without your consent, just fully played your iconic All By Myself, which you sound absolutely fucking
Incredible.
insane on.
Insane.
I'll say this, like I told this to them, and I hope that this comes off in the best way possible.
Right.
I knew you were gonna fucking eat it up. There was no doubt in my mind. I don't know why I was still like, oh my God, I was not expecting her to go that hard. Like, it just was so surprising to me.
She really
Like,
took the page, like, ripped the music off, stabbed it through the heart,
right. The heart of the ocean, if you will.
if you will.
Oh my
Speaking of,
God,
do you see
guys.
something over there, Jake?
Wait. Wait.
Wait,
there's-
what is this? What could this... Wait. Oh my God! It's for you! Well,
Please
hold
put
on.
it
Should
me.
we cut to this moment?
And zoom in on this.
What? Nate's
Oh,
whispering
that is
at
so
me.
beautiful. Okay,
Guys,
there we
thank
go.
you. Aww.
Oh my
guys.
Well, that's for
Gosh.
yours to
Wait,
keep forever.
Okay, so
Thanks, guys. I would also just like to say that you guys played that clip on the Ladies Who Brunch, and I told you this yesterday, but it was your New Year's
special is our New Year's Eve special.
Yes, and I had been out at a karaoke bar until literally 7 a.m. in Toronto. And
Classic Rose.
and I came home and I couldn't fall asleep. The sun was shining. It was 9:30.
Right.
And I laid down and I was like, oh, new episode. And I started playing it and I fell asleep literally during the intro.
I
and
love
then
when
I
people fall
woke.
asleep to our podcast.
It really did it for me. But I finally fell asleep for like 30 minutes and then I woke up to you both saying, Rose Messenger.
Wake up.
And I was like, it felt like I was in a dream. And I was like, oh my God. But you guys are saying that I was your dream guest.
It's
on your
true.
podcast.
That is just kind of like such a good way to wake up.
Can I ask?
It was, but also the other
Just
thing
hearing
is,
me go,
but the thing is,
Rose.
I say this,
Rose.
and I've heard other people say this too of our friends. Like, I'll listen to the podcast, and I'll hear you guys talking, and I'll start talking. Like, I'll start talking to the. Well, you say, "Oh,
I
that's
love that.
great."
No, that's so sweet.
But I start talking because I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends,
Aw.
and I'm like, "Oh yeah." They can't hear
See,
me.
that's the thing about it is like that's what I honestly like. That's the nicest compliment. Honestly, like I'm being so fucking for real right now. Like that's the
Cry.
nicest thing that people say.
Cry, you won't.
I was gonna ask
Wait,
you.
cry.
Wait, seriously, Sammy, if you're an actor, cry.
I can cry on cue.
That's gay.
Don't think
Do
I
it.
can't.
Why do you call him gay?
Yeah. Wait. I thought
Sorry,
you called
guys.
me gay.
Sammy is.
Gay.
But
But I was gonna ask you. Can
Yeah.
I? You are someone that loves. How do I say games?
I literally said yesterday we need to bring back.
oh my God, are we starting with our
Games.
game?
Well, no. We have a game, but I was gonna talk
We have
to
a
you
game.
about like. I'm more
do
just
love
curious,
games.
like, where did your fascination specifically with like leading games?
I had that written
begin?
down on my notes too. Like you're like
I do.
some might call you a game master, some might call you a game player. You're like the ringleader. So
I
what?
do.
What
Who's in the
happened in
Hunger
your
Games? Who's in the Hunger Games? Seneca.
Caesar Flickerman?
Caesar Flickerman.
You kind of
Caesar
give that vibe.
The host. I don't
The
want
host.
the game. But
You never
wait,
play.
What's the name of the game master though?
Oh,
The man that controls the
Oh, I don't remember his name.
The
but
one with the weird mustache.
He looks scary.
yeah, that's who.
That's who you really
I
are.
really want.
Wait,
to be.
he knows. Say it.
Seneca
Seneca Crane.
Crane.
Seneca Crane.
Of
Thank you to our live audience. Clap.
So, what makes you relate to Seneca Crane as a human being?
As a human being, okay, so, let me actually think about that.
You got it.
Okay, so growing up, my dad actually would for every single Christmas. This is crazy because I actually have a serious answer. I have a serious.
We go in.
I have a serious.
And what was the number one rule of
serious
this
answer.
podcast? Be
Be
authentic.
authentic.
So I'm so happy.
My dad would actually every single Christmas make us these elaborate giant treasure hunts around my small Canadian province, New Brunswick. Fredericton, New Brunswick to be exact.
Fredericton.
Shout out to Fredericton. I love you, girl.
Girl.
But like these huge elaborate scavenger hunts, and it was always literally the most exciting thing ever, and it would be to find our Christmas present. Like there'd be a little note like hidden in the tree, and my dad like every year would be like, look at the tree, and me and my siblings would take out the note, and it would literally like be all around our town and for our birthdays and Christmas and stuff, and I was
That's so cute.
deeply obsessed with that, and
That
I
is really
also just love to have fun with my friends so deeply.
That is something I would say about you.
Like I think
There they are, the friends.
thanks guys. Thanks. I am but I do love a game, and that really inspired my game loving, and I love to at CCM I would always have a Secret Santa, and I'd always throw them like a huge elaborate scavenger hunt to like find their Secret Santa gift, and like
Well, you're
starting
the.
assassins.
Do you guys
and-
call Santa Claus in Canada, or is it Christmas?
it is
Is it-
Father Christmas?
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my God, no way.
Well, I was gonna say.
No, it's not.
Oh, fuck you.
we,
Wait, I have something to say too
well,
about
we-
her dad.
We mentioned.
Please bring up my dad.
We mentioned
Shout out.
assassins like last week. I think we were literally talking about it. How does it feel to be quite literally the one person in this entire earth that has been able to get us into a fight, like for fucking real?
Oh yeah, you got
Okay.
us bad.
That was actually so dirty what you did to us. For if you didn't listen to last week, basically
Yes.
I had Jake in Assassins, and it caused a fracture in our friendship.
Right.
Truly, we had to not hang out for like 6 hours.
We didn't speak for 6 hours.
So how does it feel to have been the only person to successfully pin us against each other?
Great.
Good.
Great.
Powerful?
She's like, good.
Good.
But also, have you heard the story of when he ran himself over?
When you ran yourself over? How did you run yourself
Oh my
over?
God, have I never told this story on the podcast?
I don't think you ever have.
Okay, so here's one of my favorite stories of all time. So I was like maybe 18, 17.
It was like
18.
right when we were meeting. So
Yeah, it was like
18.
right before college.
Uh-huh.
And I was a senior in high school, and my driveway was like slanted like this, and my car is parked in there. And I remember being like, "Mom, I'm going to the movies with my friends." I go in. I haven't
Movie
told
were
this.
you
I haven't told
seeing?
this story in forever. I think Mamma Mia 2. Oh my God, yeah, because it was right before we went to college. It was Mamma Mia 2, and all of our friends cried
Yeah,
at the
I
end.
cried and cried.
I know, it's so good.
So good.
Anyway, so we go into. I get into my car. I'm by myself. I put the car. I take the emergency brake off. Put the car in reverse, and I'm backing up down this hill, and then I'm like, wait, I need to put deodorant on because I was like, I have not put deodorant on today. It was a hot summer day, so I reach. I
Sweltering.
forget to put the car back in park. So I reach. Oh, I'm still in reverse. My foot's on the brake. So I reach over to my backpack, get my deodorant out. I open it, but because it was so hot outside, the deodorant had melted, and when I opened it, it flung like wet liquid deodorant all over my car
Not wet
Int-
liquid.
Title of that.
into my eye. I was so just like confused about what liquid was. I had not really thought about what was happening. I was so confused on what that was.
You
and
probably thought you were
On
being
the way to
bombed.
Mamma Mia 2.
can you imagine it's like going to put deodorant on, and when you reach over, you get sprayed by this white liquid? And I was like, oh.
Mamma Mia.
I was like this. Whoa! It got in my eye. I literally, my first instinct was to open my door to like get like to throw it out. I opened the door and I hadn't had my seatbelt on. And this is actually where the story gets a little spooky, scary,
Pookie quartz.
kooky, crazy. I open the door and I don't have my seatbelt on. I fall out of my car. My foot comes off the brake because I fall out. My car is still in reverse. I am like this
No.
on the ground of my pavement. The tire is coming through my leg. Like literally my leg is like this. And the tire is coming like this. I literally went, no! I went like this. I literally was about to lose my leg. I went like this, scraped the back of my knee, scraped my entire calf. My car goes like this down the hill. It goes back into the street, into my neighbor's yard. It starts going up the hill to my neighbor's
How is
house.
it going up?
It's chitty chitty bang bang.
So like my, literally, well, it had so
Grease when the car
it had
flies
so-
away.
oh, chitty chitty bang bang.
It had so much momentum that it went down my driveway. I moved my knee. It kept going, and it started rolling up towards my neighbor across the street's house. I get up. I'm literally like bleeding, sweating, crying,
Covered
running,
in white liquid.
covered in deodorant, running, trying to make sure my car doesn't hit my neighbor's house. I get into my car. I stop, and I'm like, I pull out of my neighbor's yard. There's like tire marks through my neighbor's yard. I go back into my house, and my mom is like, holy shit, what happened to you? Because I'm like bleeding my entire knee. I'm like deodorant all over me, like sweating. My mom was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But
Did you go to the movie?
I went to the movie, yeah. I went to the movie.
Did your mom drive you?
Okay, Rose. So
But maybe, not lunch.
so Rose is in.
Wait, can we get him out? Security.
Security.
So-
I would like everyone to know that John Patrick Collins is in the room. Outsider fans,
Stay Golden
click,
Broadway.
click on this episode because
You'll
John
hear him.
Collins is here.
Stay Golden Broadway.
So I want to talk about you're in.
we should really get into her story.
You're in our.
Please get into my story.
What I'll say is our favorite show, probably literally of all time.
I've seen it 5 times.
Same. But I will say we've seen it a bunch. We've seen it a bunch together. But I famously did not see it with you. But I've heard about the
Yeah.
first time that you saw it. I would love to hear about your first experience with it because
that's
I've
so
heard it's
sweet.
I
kind of
forgot
magical.
that I saw it with you first.
Okay, it was actually a really crazy, night to
With Anna
to get
Chase.
there.
Shout out AC.
Shout out to Anna Chase. Happy birthday, Anna Chase.
Happy birthday, Anna Chase. AC, keep it cool.
To reiterate, this is Titanique. Rose is in the Canadian production of
Yeah.
Titanic. If we
You guys
haven't
don't
said
know.
that.
Yeah, we haven't
Like,
said. We
who's
said
that?
that.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Woo! Yeah, Rose.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
First time you saw Titanique.
yeah, first time I saw Titanic. So basically, also something else I have to say is in the Canadian production we call it Titanique.
Titanique?
Because that's in French, it would be Titanique.
I can't wait to get
Oh.
into the. Well, after you
Yeah.
tell your story, then we're gonna get into your audition process, and we're gonna talk about the
Oh,
difference
God.
between the Canadian and the American production.
And then we have a game.
I'm excited.
I
You
forgot
should
about our
be.
Game.
Okay, so my senior year of college, my roommates and I came for spring break,
Classic.
and Jake and Sam. Wait, you guys had. What was your first time seeing it? You guys had gone together.
He'd seen it already a
Yeah.
bunch.
I
Had
saw
you
it. I
not
saw
seen
it. I saw it when it was in the basement of the Christie's for the first time with like the original cast, and it was so fucking good.
You
and
saw
then
it at Christie's.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my god!
When I first moved to
didn't
New
realize
York, like
that.
literally when I first moved here. Yeah.
Whoa.
First time I saw it was with Jake, Eli, and my parents.
Oh fuck yeah.
I bet they
Forgot about
loved
that.
it.
They did love it. They
Yeah.
had a great time.
They really would have loved it.
And it altered my brain chemistry.
Right, as it did for me.
Yeah.
But I had known about the show just because of Marla Mandel being a part of it. My literal love of my life.
Other dream guests. Listen
yeah.
up, freshmen, or you'll get.
But basically, yeah, just from CCM, and I had actually worked with Marla's dad before, and he was like, "You have to meet my daughter."
Rocket science.
Rocket science, never
Oh,
forget. But
I
he's
didn't
like,
realize that was
yeah, but we actually still keep in touch. Me and
Work.
Marla's dad.
Aw.
Work.
Love that.
Shout out to Steve. Hey, King.
Steve
Um,
Mandel.
No.
He should
Oh.
come on the
Minor.
podcast.
He should. Somebody get him on the podcast.
Him and Marla should come on together. I would love to do
and they
that.
should sing a duet.
Oh, word.
That'd be amazing.
From Rocket Science.
From Rocket Science.
Rocket Science is, for anyone that doesn't know, a CCM what is that
Incubator
called?
project.
The Incubator Project. They
The
would
Incubator
they would bring
Project.
people into like
A reading.
essentially workshop their musicals.
Yes.
And that was the one that they did our sophomore year?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Our fresh.
Okay.
Our soft. Yeah.
That was crazy. But
This is strike 3.
literally you're out.
You hear that, Outsiders fans? He's dead.
Yeah, so we came for spring break, and I had known about Titanique just through Marla, and I had admired that team just kind of from afar for a while. But Jake was like, "You have to see this show." He had texted me the night that he saw it for the first time, and was like, "You have to see this show. You're gonna love it."
It's so your humor.
And I was like, "Okay, cool," but I actually honestly wasn't really probably planning on
Right.
seeing it. So
Right. She was like,
I literally hate
My
Jake. and I
thing
don't
was
listen to
I
anything he says.
really did not fuck with parody musicals. Like I just
Yeah.
was like I remember when you were like I'm obsessed and I was like I just like the Stranger Things and the like Office the
Come
musical.
on,
Like I
Stranger
was like
Things.
I don't
Yeah,
like
I
any of
agree.
this.
the
And
fact
so,
that you ever thought Titanic was the equivalent of
Stranger
Stranger
Well,
Things.
but
This
it-
is no shade to Stranger Things.
no,
love
but
you.
like you know, but it was a musical
I
parody.
actually love you, Stranger.
So I was like, I don't want to, but it's anyway. Continue.
But yeah. So one night we were like, let's just go rush a show, and it was my roommates and then Eli and Jake and Anna Chase and I, and they were going to see something that we had already seen, and they had gotten like $60 tickets like an hour before the show,
Yeah.
and we were like,
Ran.
let's just go to TKTS had nothing that we wanted, so
Right.
we were like, let's just go to every theater of shows we want to see and like sprint around and try to
Yes,
find
I
the cheapest
forgot
tickets.
about this.
So I think we went to like Parade was playing at the time. We went to Parade.
Yeah.
They had nothing. We sprinted to Little Shop of Horrors. This
Yes.
also it's like 30 minutes until like
Show.
normal show
Right.
time. Like it's like whatever.
Well,
time.
curtain.
Well, curtain after all. But we're running to we're literally sprinting around town.
Yes.
We go to Little Shop, and I remember them being like, "We have one ticket for $5 million,"
$100.
and we were like, "Okay, great." And then you were like, "We should
Can
just
we-
go see Titanique."
Can we share a seat? Like
Yeah.
fully? Like can we split it?
I'll do it, really. But we were, Eli was like, "We should just go see Titanic. I bet there's tickets." And I remember we called the box office,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We have 4 tickets left," and there was 4 of us, and we are like, "We'll be there in 2 seconds." They're like, "You need to buy them in person. Get here right now. They're like $25. It was so cheap." And we were like, "Oh my, okay." And
But we had to go all the way to Union Square.
yes, and I also had never really spent time in New York until that time, so I was just
Sure.
like following these guys blindly through the subway.
We were
Eli,
sprinting
famously
to the
the
subway.
fastest subway walker you've ever met in your life, was like sprinting. I was like, where am I? We sprint into the Daryl Roth, and everybody in there, and we're all kind of confused. We're like, everyone must be sitting down already. We sprint
Yes.
in, and we're like, we'll have those 4 tickets. We just talked to you on the phone, and they were like, okay, great. Show starts in an hour.
No way!
And we were, do you remember that? No. And we were all like sweating. And we had, like, I'm not kidding, like, we were sprinting. Because we're like, we need to see a show tonight.
Where did we go to that fucking...
We went to Eli's mom's favorite bar that we didn't know at the time.
Where you have to use cash.
Cash
and it's
only.
only one beer they serve.
We went to this random bar. No, but they were all little tiny mini beers, and
Baby
we drank
beers.
so
much
much
beers.
beer.
So
And then
much beers.
so
Title of
many
that.
beers. And Eli was like, "Mom, look how funny this is." He like sent a picture, and Eli's mom was like, "I love that place. Your father and I went there when we were young and we got so drunk, and then we went to see Titanique. And I remember the whole time Eli and Jake had already seen it, and Anna Chase I don't think had seen it yet.
No.
And you two the whole time were like, and this part you're gonna love, and this part you're gonna love, and you're gonna play this role, and you're gonna play this role. And I was like, okay. And then we went and we saw it, and it literally altered my brain chemistry. Truly,
Yeah.
like it was. I watched it, and I was like, I know I'm gonna be in this in some way. Like this
Right.
is my humor to a T.
You literally are Rose to me.
Literally like my name though.
Classic.
But I just that day, and I actually DM'd Marla Mindell that night. She still has never opened it.
So we're back. If you were wondering what we were drinking, it is a Titanic-themed drink. Jake, would you like to tell us what is in the heart of the ocean?
Yes, Sammy, I
Heart
would
of the
love
ocean.
nothing more than to tell you what's in this drink. It's been replenished. It is blue vodka, not flavored, just regular vodka blue. Don't know what that is, but iconic. Diet Sprite, because my good friend here, Sammy, loves Diet Sprite, and I remembered that about
Why
you.
over normal Sprite?
So I'm a diabetic.
So he's
course.
diabetic.
Of course. Of course.
I watched you realize that in real time. I
my
watched
eye-
your eyes go diet.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that was not the right question.
And then at the bottom of the sea, we have little tiny fishies that are now starting to get deformed as they're decaying in the bottom of our
But you know what?
drinks.
They're going to be delicious to chow
To
down.
chow
And
down
should we
on
cheers
after?
on this, guys?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, and then we have some serious questions.
Well, I actually do
Yeah.
have a serious question. Can I ask one?
Go.
I'm actually mad at you, Rose Messenger.
Mm.
Why?
I have been
Wow.
waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for your EP to come out.
Yeah, where the fuck? Come on,
Specifically-
Steve Goers.
Specifically a song,
I know.
a song called
Rose Street.
Rose Street.
Rose
or
Street.
Rose Street. I'm not kidding you guys. Rose, one thing about Rose Messenger, and I'm going to get emotional talking about it, is that she is able to capture just moments and environments in
Yeah.
her song that just like speak to your nostalgia in a way that is so on the nose. Like I think sometimes people try to go for nostalgia and then they're like, I'm gonna make you cry, and I'm like, fuck you, I can see what you're going through. But Rose is just so honest about it that I'm like, so I'm sobbing,
Right.
because I'm just reliving this experience, and captures such a specific experience that you're like, I can't believe someone. It's literally the finishing the hat of it all. It's like someone
Ugh.
saw this and someone reached through this and created it so that we can now experience it. So what the fuck? By the way, where is it?
Well, I recorded it. So I wrote this song a couple years ago, and about it. The weird thing is, it's about my time in university and in college at CCM, and just like how I was feeling at the time. And anyway, I recorded it. I had wrote it my sophomore year, and then I recorded it with Steve Goers. Shout out Steve
Shout out
Goers.
Steve Goers.
Avid listener of the
Woo!
Ladies Who Brunch.
Yeah,
Sure.
naturally. My senior year, and I think he's working on it. He's doing it for free, which is really, really nice. But it's still. I actually was texting him about it today because
Oh, word.
Really?
I want it. But the thing is, yeah, we had recorded it, and Jack D'Angelo, shout out Jack D'Angelo.
Shout out.
Tickling those strings, baby.
We wrote it. He helped me write just a more advanced guitar part for it, and I love that song so much. But it's weird because it's been 2 years now, and you know, if I were to, I will at some point
Revisit
release
it.
that, but it just so not how I feel now.
Of course.
But-
That's yeah.
But sorry.
No, just want to make sure this is captured in living
Sorry,
color.
guys, my first one.
Can I tell another thing about your EP that's making me angry?
What?
Is that there was a song that Rose said she would promise that she would write for me, which was when we were at a party and I accidentally spilled tequila all over her. And she said, I'm going to write you a song called Tequila on the Floor.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's coming.
It's coming out January 31st. Watch out, girls.
January
Tequila
31st. That's quick.
No.
So
but
then- yeah.
I have been writing a lot recently.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Aw.
I think I actually haven't I didn't write a lot in the past year, but I think when going to Titanique, and I know I'm not all my people are here.
Right.
Or in New Brunswick and Toronto and Montreal, those have been cities that I don't know many people, and I know my cast, but when I go home I don't know a ton of people, and I find I find things to write when I'm spending a lot of time kind of alone, and I don't mean that in a
Not like in a
depressing way,
right? Yeah.
But just in the way of I have a lot of time with my thoughts, and I find things, and
You were also so busy learning the show.
You know what
what
I just thought of?
what
But he combines all these different trends.
Oh my God,
That one night
Rose.
when you fucked up that note.
and he combines on it trends.
Rose played what's her name in Sunday in Act 2?
Miss it. Oh.
Not
Doesn't even-
Francis,
I'll say this. So
something.
for those of you that don't know Sunday in the Park with George, Act 1, Rose played the nurse, where you sang actually one of my favorite Sondheim lyrics ever.
What?
Spending with someone's darling mother is better than Sundays with your own. That whole phrase I
I
think is
cracked
amazing.
on that one time in front of the whole audience.
Oh, I
I
didn't-
left and I cried.
Aw.
But whatever.
In Act 2,
What's
Well,
new?
some people didn't know the word, so it's okay.
Act 2, Rose came out in the most incredible outfit that I've ever
Jake played
seen.
a dog.
And you two played lovers. Should we talk about that?
Southern.
We played Southern
Do you think you could
Lovers.
recreate that scene right here, right now?
No.
Can you try your best?
Am I getting paid?
I don't remember.
Question mark?
I don't remember.
It starts with something about these people.
These people. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I fucking love. Well, this is something I wanted to touch on. We really got to talk about your Titanic audition story.
We've not talked about it at all.
But no, it'd be good. I listen. But there's something I want to touch on right now.
It'd be good.
Listen.
Sorry,
It'd
that.
be good. I listen.
Sorry, the heart of the ocean just.
is kicking.
The heart of the ocean just.
Can I ask about what your introduction to Titanic as a movie was?
Have you ever seen the movie?
I actually only saw it my senior year of college. I went with Abby Tucker and Haley Rue.
Oh, to the re-showing.
Yeah,
like
to the
Oh, when they
re-showing.
went released the
It was my
movies.
first time, but my best friend from home, his name is Jack. And growing up, it was always Jack and Rose, and we dated in 6th grade.
Aw.
And it was always Jack and Rose. But so everyone was always making references my whole life. But I actually only truly watched the movie my senior year, and I loved it. And
Isn't it everything?
I can't believe I know it's one of the most famous movies
No,
of all
but
time.
it's so powerful.
I've only seen it once.
I've rewatched it many
Really?
many
Yeah.
a
Wait,
time
so I
since.
want you to talk about your audition story for Titanique, and then I want you to talk about,
correction
and then
work.
after you, and then when you tell the story, I want you to also touch on the differences between the American production and the
Yeah.
Canadian production, because I'm sure Canadians are so
Totally.
they feel differently probably about the story
Yeah.
because Celine Dion is a Canadian icon.
So my audition process was I was here. I was in New York last year, and I saw the audition posting, and it came out, and I got an email, and I was like, oh my
For the
God.
Canadian
for the
production.
Canadian production from the
You're like,
Canadian
oh
Equity
my God.
Drive.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I literally
Have to do
have
this.
to do this. And I submitted my stuff immediately. And they originally had me submit a video for Molly Brown.
Uh-huh.
And I submitted my video, and I waited a few days. And this is so crazy, but I was so impatient. And I knew auditions were going to be in Toronto the next weekend. And I had something going on here. Like in-person callbacks were going to be the next weekend. And I had something going on in New York. And I emailed. First of all, I lied. And Ty Blue loves this story. But I lied, and I said that I was a Toronto local to get this audition. So you either had to be a Montreal or Toronto local to be in this production, because they were only willing to house you in one place, and I was fully in New York and from New Brunswick, which is
So you
nowhere
cheated the
near that.
system.
And they were like, "Are you a Toronto local?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely. Like I've been auditioning and living here for years." And
Work.
I emailed and I was like, "Hi guys, I have something that I might need to go out of town for. I need to know if I have a callback now." And they were like,
Please let them know.
I know. I was like, I gotta like book flights and stuff. So I did that, and they were like, "Yeah, you do. So you have to be here in person on this day." And looking back, like a bunch of my castmates just sent in videos that were like in Canada and just elsewhere. But I was like, I also have like no Canadian connections because when I came to school here, I knew that I was, like deciding to try
Kind
to
of
build
leaving
my
that
career.
world behind.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa.
Whoa, Jake. Wow. Wow. But Thank you. To new beginnings.
Hit me with an I love you, Rose.
But yeah, so I don't know anyone there, so I'm kind of was kind of like just doing it myself. So I messaged them and they were like, "Yeah, you've got to call back." So I flew in. I showed up literally with my suitcase to the audition, and I walked in, and it was Ty and like the Canadian casting team and the people at the Sequel Center, which is where we did it in Montreal. And I was totally lying. They were like, "So you live here?" And I was like, "Yep, I live here
like,
in
"Oui."
Toronto. Yep." And
We
and
I love that. Oui.
we and in my audition they had me do my Molly Brown stuff, and they had me sing Celine like on the spot, and
you ate.
and then they were like, "Can you send us a video of you doing more Celine stuff tomorrow, and then we're gonna send you the whole Rose packet. Can you get us in the next 2 days?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep," because I'm just going home to my apartment in Toronto.
Right.
And I flew home, and I was also I was also in Cinderella at Westport Country Playhouse at this time.
Right, right.
So
Shout out
was,
Antonio Cipriano.
so I was like in my full like show beat, like doing these videos in between in Connecticut, and it ended up all working out. But I had to submit like a million videos, but I knew pretty soon that they were considering me for a swing. And
So then, sorry to interrupt, but
No,
like
no.
how once you got it and they were like, "Okay, you live here. What happened?"
I just found my own housing in Toronto. I had to
Oh,
decide. I just said I was a Toronto local.
And you just
I
paid
just found
for
it, and I didn't tell them I wasn't until like a week or two
Into
in,
rehearsals.
because I was like, they're gonna hate me because I'm a liar.
That's so funny.
That's insane. Also, like,
Yeah.
it kind of it just shows when something is right. Like, it makes so much sense because it's like you would think. I mean, you're perfect for every role in the show, but it's like I want to see you play Rose, Molly Brown, and Celine Dion.
thanks.
So it's like, of course you would. Have you mastered your Celine? Like.
Well, that's the weird thing is I actually was listening. I talked about this in another interview the other day.
Oh.
But
Oh,
Um,
word.
She's on a press tour.
yeah, that's my second. That's my next top. When you guys were on your Caroline Bowman episode,
She's
Dude.
MLA citations.
she was literally. It was an awesome episode, but I was feeling so many feelings because I'm Celine's second cover, and she was just talking about like how you do all this work and you do all this
Yeah.
preparation and you know this character so deeply. And for Celine, like that is like my childhood, one of my biggest idols of all time.
Right.
Right.
And the way like you're actually impersonating a human being. Like you'd have to do so much just preparation, and I spent months-
study. Yeah.
yeah, and I just feel like I don't
Sorry.
do that.
Sorry.
And then anyway, I just it's a weird feeling, and hearing her talk about being like you've done all this work and you never know if you're actually gonna really if there's gonna be any
I love
payoff.
that part of that episode.
It was so real though, because I was really struggling with those feelings that day.
Right.
But yeah, it's been great, and I've gotten to go on for other roles and stuff. But yeah, it's weird because I do have a great.
Can you give us any Celine lines? Is that not to put you
Well,
on
what's
the
your
spot?
that and also what's
Because
your,
when I found out that you covered Celine, can I tell you the moment I was most excited to see potentially you do?
What?
Honestly, coming out of the trash bag at the beginning, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
know you being like, "It's me!" Like would absolutely take me out.
Hey, thanks.
what's your favorite song to sing if you were to go on for Celine?
Because You Love Me.
Oh,
Oh, I
That's
love
the
that
best song. That's my favorite Celine Dion song of all time. I think it is just genuinely the best song ever.
beautiful.
But so Véronique Claveau is the name of the woman
Véronique?
that plays
That is
Véronique
so-
Claveau.
French.
Well, she literally like learned English for this show.
Really?
Oh
So
my
Ty
God.
brought the show to Canada, literally with the intentions of, he came a year before the show was even announced or they were auditioning or anything, because he had heard of Veronique Claveau and the Sequel Center where we did in Montreal. So Celine is also from that's Quebec. That's where she was born, and they love her there. I mean, and like we all love her. Americans love her. Canadians love her.
Right.
Yeah.
But Quebec, they love.
That
is their queen.
Their queen.
So
the queen of
she
Quebec.
literally learned learned English for this show.
Right.
And so she's a bit of Quebec has their own like celebrity system entirely.
Iconic.
Which is
iconic,
really, really cool.
I should say.
But they really have their own celebrity system completely. And Vero is known for doing like variety TV shows. Is kind of a huge Quebecois thing.
Comedian vibe.
Yeah, she's a comedian. She's always done impressions and things. Anyway, Ty came and met her and was like, I feel like I am talking to Celine Dion. She is the spitting image, sound, like everything of Celine. So it's actually really interesting being in the Canadian production, because here, I love the production here. It is like,
but I'm sure it's further away a little bit, where it's like it's more of a caricature versus, I'm sure, like an impression is what I'm gathering.
So
that's
here,
one of the differences.
It's more of a spoof, I'd say, and not in an offensive way.
Right. It's done with so much love.
And even when I do it, because I grew up in French immersion. Like I grew up speaking French in school, but I never.
I love you, Rose!
She's bilingual.
Hey guys, I'm bilingual.
But go on. So you were saying that it's like more like an homage here, but it's not, or there. But
so in the U.S., I would say it's more of a spoof in a way, and not in a bad way. It's still full of love and all out of love, and highlighting her general
comedic beats.
Yeah, it's like, well, period. Her general goofiness.
Well, and she can laugh at herself like nobody else.
And they're also singing down,
Face.
like
it's the best
like
vocals in New York City.
Well, literally. But in the U.S., I feel like in Canada, if we lean into the spoofiness of it,
right, like this vibe.
The Wonka Wonka per se. Exactly. If we lean into that, it becomes
like
this Celine means so much, especially when we were in Montreal.
Right.
It like Celine.
She's like hometown hero vibes.
She
That's
is.
the word I was looking for earlier.
She really is.
Ticker tape parade.
At
Hometown
Cotton Candy
hero.
and Lemonade.
Period.
That's one of my favorite lyrics in musical theater, I'm not going to lie.
What?
Cotton Candy and Lemonade.
Oh.
I think it's great. And in contemporary musical theater, for me to say I love a lyric is crazy.
Crazy.
Really
I've always
love
said
that
that about
show.
you.
Yeah.
Go on.
but Vero is just so full of heart, and like, she's not even trying to be funny, and she just is funny. And it's been when I do it, it's even more of the American version, but not even that.
Right.
Not even that. Like it is just a bit different, and also she is speaking her second language, like
that
very
is so,
freshly.
That's
second
like
language too.
really
like,
impressive.
Oh my god, yes, and she's just like the best. And when I first met her, I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous to be meeting this like Quebecois celeb. Like she's a very big deal in Quebec.
Title of app. You need to
Quebecois.
tell me, and you need to
Quebecois.
tell us how to spell it.
But I first met her and I was so nervous, and I went up to her and I was like, hey, like I haven't met you yet at the meet and greet. I was like,
You're like
I
this.
haven't met
I'm
you
not
yet. You're the other person.
surprised, Not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times. I've stopped keeping track. She's like this.
I love that
myself
song.
In.
Wait, I love that
Start
song.
singing it back at you. Okay, I have another question for you, by the way.
What?
What's your tea with, like, every time I order sushi around you, you take the ginger and need to eat it?
Really?
I am the biggest Ginger fan. Maybe it's because I
So is our studio audience, Chesney Mitchell. Ginger, in this friend group, ginger is a hot commodity.
I love ginger. Recently, I've been
recently.
Recently.
Please welcome to the stage, recently. First name Reese, last name Lee.
Recently.
Reese and Lee.
Reese and Lee.
My new drag name. Now it's time to move into our iconic segment, The game.
The game. So this is a game. We've played this game once with John Collins, but this is the Titanic version.
Hey, as a game master, does it feel a little awkward being a game player?
It does. Do you guys remember when you asked me why I love games?
And I kind of love that question.
I kind of love that question.
That was a crazy way to start off.
And that's kind of the question we ask all of our guests.
But I do love games.
I know you do.
So deeply.
So this game is called "Is this a real fact about the Titanic, or did Jake and Sammy make it up?"
Oh no! You guys told me to study. You guys told me to study. I thought it was gonna be Celine Dion.
Do you mind
it's
if I
the
just
It's
do
the
you mind if I just read
actual
these?
Titanic.
The rules are simple. Answer true or false. Are you ready? True or false? The Titanic chef made a life-saving omelet. Chef Charles made an omelet while the boat was sinking and claimed it helped him survive the disaster.
True or false?
Chef Charles.
You guys go way back or something?
That's my girl.
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 Girl. I'm obsessed.
I'm gonna say false.
That is true.
Wrong.
Are you serious?
That's one slap across the face.
Here we go. Not many
Insert the Titanic slap sound effect.
Not many people know that Julia Child's mother, Carol McWilliams, was a passenger on the RMS Titanic. Fortunately, she survived the tragic event by boarding Lifeboat 6.
That's got to be false.
We did make that up. Yes.
Okay, good. Congratulations. Everyone clap.
Woo! She got one. That's
It's called clap or slap.
Clap or slap. That's a good title of the game.
Historians have long speculated about the existence of exclusive social clubs on the Titanic. One such group, known as the Promenade Assembly, allegedly held gatherings in a private lounge below
No
deck.
way you made this up.
Members rumored to include some of the ship's most prominent homosexual passengers would discreetly wear a brooch on the left side of their lapel to gain entry to these secretive
If you
soirees.
made this up,
Is it true or false?
I think it is true.
We made that
You
up.
made that up. Are you guys gagged?
A round of applause for the host.
That one was good.
Guys!
The Promenade Club.
Ready for this one? A little known fact about life on the Titanic is that women were required to obtain written permission from a male chaperone or family member to consume alcohol on board. This policy did reflect the societal norms of the time.
Am I going to hell for not knowing any of these answers?
No.
Aw,
You're too hot.
I know. Wait, can you say that one? That's
Yes.
the end one more time.
He can repeat.
A little known fact about life on the Titanic is that women were required to obtain written permission from a male chaperone or family member to consume alcohol
kind
on
of
board.
like this. Say we'll role play. Act like you want to drink.
Hi, Papa.
What, wife?
Hey, can I maybe have like a fucking drink on your ship?
Sure. Do you have pen and paper?
Yeah.
Here, bring it to me.
Here, pen, paper.
Let me. Okay, here.
Here, pen, paper.
Okay, and what do you want to drink tonight?
Probably a Moscow Mule.
Okay, here.
Here you go, madame.
Are you this? Who are you?
I'm the bartender, duh.
Okay.
The barkeep.
I'm gonna say false.
Correct, we did make that
You
up.
Yeah,
kind of
there's
are
no
doing
way.
better at this game than I thought you would.
Did you?
No
Because I'm
shade.
a woman.
A dog was
Wow.
was sold on board for $12,500. A Pomeranian dog was sold to a passenger on the ship for the equivalent of $300,000 today.
True.
Correct.
I knew
is
that.
true.
Oh my God! How did you know that?
I don't know, but I think I actually knew that. As soon as you said
Wow!
yes,
Wow! I actually knew that.
I don't know why,
Did
but
you know
I did know that.
in my research for this interview, because if you guys think I didn't do research, you're fucking crazy. That dog, that Pomeranian that was sold for $300,000 got a life jacket.
Good.
Did you guys get, by any chance? Okay, this is so unrelated. Really quick.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys get from your grandparents fire blankets
No.
this Christmas?
This Christmas?
This Christmas?
So basically, there's this global phenomenon right now that all like a million grandparents somehow saw some sort of video that said that fire blankets need to be had, and my grandma bought us all fire blankets at my house. I walk into my old apartment today. I walk in. Haley Root has a fire blanket sitting in the
fuck? She
kitchen,
has one
and I
too?
was like, "Did your grandma get you this?" And she was like, "Yeah, my grandma got me this." Anyway, fire blanket. I don't know why.
So what do you do with the fire blanket? Throw it over a
You throw
fire?
it.
You
throw it.
You throw it.
Yeah.
I have
Throw
one
it.
more for
Classic.
you. Few people realize that the CEO of Cheerios, Lloyd Paxton, was
Cheerios
inspired.
from Glee.
Cheerios,
No, the
cereal.
famous
Sue
wheat
Sylvester.
cereal.
I'm gonna start over.
Okay.
Few people realize that the CEO of Cheerios, Lloyd Paxton, was inspired to create a grain-based granola snack after learning about the Titanic's life preservers. The ring-shaped cereal introduced in the 1950s was a nod to the iconic life-saving devices that played a crucial role in the Titanic's tragic story.
Too many words. Go back. Say it again.
Few people realize that the CEO of Cheerios, Lloyd Paxton, was
Lloyd Paxton,
inspired
you
to
creep.
create...
Of course. He went to CCM.
She's like this.
was inspired to create a grain-based granola snack after learning about the Titanic's life preservers. The ring-shaped cereal introduced in the 1950s was a nod to the iconic life-saving devices that played a crucial role
in the
Titanic's
tragic
story. Essentially just that Cheerios were...
inspired by the life preservers, essentially.
I say
Allegedly.
false.
Correct. We did make that up.
There's no way that's right.
Okay, you actually
ate that
passed
down.
with flying colors.
Because
on
I'm
this game.
really great at history.
Oh my god, that's actually really
That's
impressive.
really impressive.
Let me look at
I
my
was
notes.
really
Yes.
hoping that last one that you would say it was true.
There's no way.
So something that I wanted to touch on earlier that we kind of touched on, but then we had to move on because we had to talk about your audition story, which I'm so glad we did. But now I want to bring it back what we were talking about earlier, where we were talking about how we played Mr. and Mrs. in Sunday in the Park with George, but also we played the bank manager in Barushka in once. So then I really want to unpack. I really want to unpack why me and you are constantly lovers in stories, but also minor characters. Also, can we unpack that?
So Jake and I did every show in college together. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but we were always
ever
like.
since, was there a show that you did that I was not in when I got to school? Because your second year
Yeast
Rocky
Nation.
Horror. Well, no, I wasn't there then.
So Rocky Horror, I wasn't cast second semester sophomore year,
Oh.
and then junior year was what?
Sunday and
COVID.
Once.
No,
COVID. That was Into the Woods, which we were in.
We
and
were
then
in Into the Woods, directed by
Sammy Schechter.
Can I tell an Into the Woods story really quick?
Oh my god, about Rose Messenger.
Insert the clip.
So
Literally insert
I
the
have
clip.
two things about Rose. Actually, I'm gonna first of all read Rose Messenger and then love on Rose Messenger.
Read me.
So opening
It's
night,
read or be read.
opening
And
night,
do both.
Rose messes up the lyrics to Into the Woods, the title song.
But to be so honest,
Into the
I
woods.
really-
yeah, please be honest.
Into the woods, you have to go. I get the
I
cow.
I showed up to that. It was rehearsals in the Verge Courtyard and we were all masked.
Blackout.
Well,
Close to it.
close to it. And
It's okay. At least you showed up. It's okay. At least you showed up.
I
Some
showed
people
up.
in our live studio audience didn't even show up to rehearsals.
let's hear it for the girl in the back. No. I showed up. I showed up not knowing that show. I showed up not knowing
but I'll
that
say
show.
this. My
That was a joke.
And I also, I was also scared of you
I know. I was not my
because
best.
we weren't really friends.
Oh wait, I have something I also want to
Jake
share with
and
the
I were friends.
podcast.
We weren't really friends.
All that to say, she messes up the lyrics to the opening number immediately. And
know
then
nothing.
we were all in control of our own microphone.
Can we also say that I played Jack's mother,
Which-
Choke, and Eli was
Jackson.
Jackson
Reagan.
Jackson's son. So basically, we had control of our own microphones. If you went off stage, you turned it off. You were on stage, you turned it on. Rose, Jack's mother, famously in Act 2, dies. Goes off stage, does not turn her microphone off, and in the most dramatic scene of the show, where the entire cast is realizing
Was
that
I giving?
death you were giving, and Anna Chase was looking at the dead body of her daughter. You hear this: "I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm done for the rest of the show. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm done for the rest of the show."
I literally walked over and was like, yeah, I'm dead.
The slotty spoon can catch a
Catch the
potato.
potato.
Title of that. The slotty spoon can catch the potato.
Guys, I ate that up, and my outfit coordinated with Eli's outfit, and we looked.
Well, that's what I was gonna love on you on. Is that
We're gonna love on me on.
yes? Is that you took Jack's mother and made her kind of cunty? Like you literally.
And super hot.
No, you made her like kind of like hot single mom, which I was
Yes.
kind of obsessed with.
I was
19. But like,
hot single mom.
but it was kind of giving like, I'm just working so hard, and my son just doesn't
Isn't it
get
also so funny that all throughout college I was like, ugh, I hate this school. They're casting me as old people all the time. I graduate, the first job I book is covering like Molly Brown.
But also Celine
In
Dion.
Titanique.
And also Rose,
Musical.
the young ingenue. You're versatile.
You are incredibly versatile.
And here you guys
One
heard it
thing
fir-
about Rose,
you guys heard it here.
she's
You guys
verse.
heard it here first. Rose is verse.
I'm posing to the camera. I can't. Yeah, but also I will say about you two. You two have fantastic onstage chemistry.
Well, that's something I want to get back to
offstage.
because everyone always says
Sorry.
that we have such good chemistry. I've heard that from like many people. Like, I get stopped on the street. People are like,
You
"Do you
and
know Rose
Rose
Messenger? I saw
from
you
Into the Woods at
from Into the
CCM."
Woods at CCM. From not even Into the Woods. From once when the Barushka, you played Barushka and I played the iconic The Bank Manager.
We are the only two people in that show, can I say, that learned instruments. Jake
Period.
learned how to play the guitar. I learned
how to play the
accordion.
fucking accordion.
That's still all my special skills.
Actually,
As it should
let's
be.
look at me right here. We got cast in a show about playing instruments. And on my checklist for the audition, they said, "Do you know how to play any instruments?" I said, "No." Well, you knew how to play piano, but like
and
you
guitar.
and guitar. I played this many instruments. Then they say, "Okay, Jake, here you go. You're going to play the role," and the literal fucking description of the role is bank manager.
Guitar playing.
Sings terribly, excellent at guitar.
Sounds perfect.
Guys, that's Jake, though.
And if you have the video of that, I'm begging
Wait,
for
we
the
should
video
tell
of
the
once.
story about us getting pushed off stage.
Oh my god, I had that written down.
Okay, so famously, Jake and I were
Barushka and the bank
Barushka
manager.
and the bank manager.
The two
Also,
most
we were on
iconic minor
stage
characters.
the entire show, and
we
Jake
would do
and
this.
I would
do this. We would do this.
Can the camera see that?
Zoom in.
Oh my god, wait.
We would go like this.
We would sit on stage because we were in a semicircle, and spoiler alert, Barushka and the bank manager don't really do all that much.
They're putting the minor and minor characters.
Yes. Period. We would sit and we sat across the stage from each other and we would put finger guns to our legs while we were on stage and pretend to shoot, and then in our chair we'd very subtly go like this.
We'd be like this.
Wait, can you tell the story about the final scene when she says, "What about my mother"?
Wait,
Do you remember? Because I saw the show like 4 times.
Something about Sammy. He remembers everything.
We had a lot of bits during
But
that
there
show.
was a bit
There
that
was
you
a-
talked about when she says when she's
remember.
like, "I can't go to there with you."
I remember
What
this.
about my mother? And then you said that you were gonna run up and be like,
and,
What about me?
and I was gonna be like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going
Fine,
to
fine.
I'm going to see the show on like a Sunday matinee, and I've hung out with you guys, so I've clocked that this story is happening.
Yes.
And I watch Rose just instinctually kind of lift up from her chair a little bit when she says, "What about my mother?" And then Rose goes to stand up, and I watch Jake point a finger gun at her and go, "Pff," and then I
On
watch Rose
stage.
sit back down.
On stage.
I'm sorry, Richard Hess.
Richard Hess. Okay, well, this is a story for Richard Hess.
Here we go.
This is the story, the
Clock in.
actual story.
We're clocking into work.
This is
Let her
gonna be a
cook.
5. I forgot you guys gave me this.
Let her cook.
So Jake and I were so Gold, the most beautiful ending of a act ever, gorgeous. Everyone is playing instruments on stage. Jake and I learn accordion guitar, as we said.
I play the do chord the whole
Yeah,
time.
I play one chord also the entire time. We look fierce. We're
Yes.
wearing crazy costumes. Also.
My hair is slicked down.
Yeah, I had blue.
You were giving bank
eyeshadow.
manager, and you were giving Russian.
Ruh-roh.
Wait, where were you even from?
Ruh-roh.
Irish.
Czechoslovakia.
I was from the
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, maybe. Anyway, Jake and I Jake and I are next to each other, and we're on the end of the formation. And Richard has his directing, and he's like, "Okay, guys, this looks so beautiful. Actually, we're spacing in the theater." And Richard Hess is like, "Okay, guys, spread out a little bit." And so Jake and I like step out. We're kind of joking, and we're like, "Isn't this awesome?" We were literally talking. We're like, "Isn't this awesome that we learned how to play these instruments? Like, we're so a badass right now." And we're sitting there, and then Richard Hess is like this, "Guys, Jake and Rose specifically, can you guys just step a little bit
Farther
more,
off
a
stage.
little bit more to the left?" And we're like, "Yep, okay,
Yep.
go, awesome." We step like one step. Jake is like half his body is on the stage, and
I'm behind
we're-
a pillar.
Yeah, we're still like, "This is awesome." Has one more time goes, "Okay,
Little
one
bit more.
more step." Actually, Jake and I are
Fully
off stage. Richard S goes, "That's perfect.
That's
That's
perfect.
perfect. That is a great formation." And Jake and I were like this. Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, also, can I now? That just reminded me of a memory, if you will.
Please
of
speak on the
actually,
memory.
This is gonna be an 8-hour episode
how I
with
met
an extra bonus on the Patreon.
how I met Rose Messenger. the way I met Rose Messenger is our professor of dance, Diane Lala, came up to me and she said, "Hi, there's an accepted student who is going to come to
Who is
CCM.
going to come?
And
not come.
would you she's from Canada, by the way, and would you be willing to like introduce yourself, like show her
She's from
around?"
Canada, by the way.
And I'm like this, of course. And I had, for other reasons, say it with me, an anxiety attack. And I
Wait, what?
completely ditched you that day.
Oh yeah, you did ditch me.
Yeah, I said hi to her, and then I completely just like.
And the other reason somebody from Frenchwoods had messaged me and was like, I
we didn't even
famously
unpack Frenchwoods.
went to Frenchwoods, the summer camp, and I have a mutual.
The horniest camp on the planet.
It is crazy. It is crazy, but
No, Chesty just said Stage Door. Stage Door is in
No.
no way the horniest
Stage
camp
Door.
on the planet.
Can I be honest? Stage Door is Camp Star.
Yes, and
Frenchwoods
Frenchwoods is Camp Rock.
We're like Stage Door, you go, you become famous. Frenchwoods, you go and
You kiss.
you kiss and you play.
And you play Hello Dolly at
yes,
16.
Exactly, and you play.
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I
No,
do.
like Stage Door, you're literally being like, "No one cannot guide you."
Well, here's-
Frenchwoods, you're like this, "Hello Dolly." We're gonna
Thank
move
you
on to
so
our
much.
final segment. I'll drink to that, which is singular to the Ladies Who Brunch.
I love this.
We only do it here. It's where we talk about what we're gooping and gagging,
Gagging and
over this
choking
week.
and- Okay.
I have mine ready to go.
I have two.
Oh.
I thought about them during this episode.
Find it in the
That's
work.
so hot.
Jake and I
Title of ep, that's so hot.
leave it there.
Sammy,
Okay.
why don't you start with your iconic I'll drink to that?
Mine is, and you're all gonna gag 100%. Not gag, you're not gonna be surprised. It was Caroline Bowman's performance as Norma Desmond.
Wait, was it? I saw your post after, as I mentioned earlier, listening to the podcast. Was it
You
unbelievable?
guys,
Was it amazing?
it was fucking, yeah, hold my hand, unbelievable. And just I mean, it was so many things.
Well, she's chic.
There was the performance itself, which was spectacular, otherworldly, and just the fact that she was able to not only like do it correctly, which is like part of what being like a standby swing cover is like do the tasks set in front of you, but also
Right.
just like embody and give a full 3-dimensional performance was absolutely insane. And then to be in a room of people that were truly just people that adored her and loved her, and then also were just fans of the show or fans of hers.
She's a legend.
It was the most
Is that
insane.
the one night she's done it?
Mhm. She's gone
That-
now.
That's
She just
what I mean.
finished.
That's what I meant earlier.
One
Like,
night
that is-
only.
that is so
Like,
special.
when
know,
she when she came out for Bows, it was just insane. I've never. It was fucking magical. Anyway.
Go to or did only?
No, I didn't go, but
So
I
you're
saw the
fake.
video.
Well, I went all the way from. I was in rehearsal in Connecticut, and I drove down super fast. Saw Act 1 at the monitor, and then Act 2, and then took my seat. And when I sat down in my seat, the woman next to me went, "Are you friends with her too?" And I said,
Yes.
That's
Wow.
an amazing I'll drink to that. Shout
Yeah.
out to our iconic guest, Caroline Bowman.
I loved your episode.
friend of the pod.
and
So
you
good.
were
Love you, diva.
amazing.
And here is my I'll drink to that.
Okay.
The music not starting for Carrie Underwood at the Donald Trump's inauguration.
I love you, Rose.
So, anyways, the
Well-
music starting late for Carrie Underwood and having to do a cappella. That's what you get. Karma's a bitch.
Can I add?
You should have
something?
known better. If I had a wish, I would have never
Ever.
left around. When I saw the things that you with her, I felt the knife
I'm out.
twist.
Karma's the bitch,
And you should've known better.
Could you imagine?
Can I add
wish.
Could you,
Jojo Siwa has been in the live studio audience. You guys should edit her face into the photos.
could
while
you
we're
imagine
doing it.
one day in like 5 years, someone for a pop rock unit is going to come into a BFA conservatory with Karma,
Seriously.
and they're going to have to do it as a monologue. You know what I mean? They're going to have
They're
to
gonna do it where they're gonna be like, you stand there and turn your back to them, and you have to sing the song, and you have to make them turn around.
No, you have
So say, I have something to say to all college musical theater professors. When you make us speak songs, there's no way I'm
They
not gonna say
laugh.
it in rhythm.
right.
There's
no
way. It's
I'm not going to say it in rhythm.
Can I
It
get
makes
on
no
my
sense to
soapbox
me.
about it too for a second?
Go
It
on.
makes no sense.
So famously, songs, if they're well written, are supposed to be, we talk about it. When you can't speak anymore, you sing.
When you
So-
can't sing anymore, you
So,
dance, and when you can't dance
and I have
anymore,
never
you
danced a day in
riff.
my life.
but so if
not
you,
true.
that's not true. I saw a video of you dancing in Titanique, and it's fucking fierce.
With my ponytail?
You eat it up. But so when you're doing it, when you have to do a song as a monologue, it takes away a massive level of the honesty of the song, because the whole
Right.
idea of the song is that you can only do this
I agree.
through music.
I
Right.
agree.
So I'm like, if I were able to speak this, then I would speak it, but I'm not, so I have to sing it. That's
Yeah.
the whole idea of a song.
Yes.
So when you make me do it as a monologue, all you're doing is taking
Making it
away.
less authentic.
We had a big
Yeah.
talk about this in my dressing room the other day. I
Oh.
don't know why this got brought up, but we were all going to town on monologue, like saying songs as monologues in theater school. I hated that.
And for your all drink to that, you said you have 2.
I have 2.
Wow.
What's
my
nu-
first,
what's number
my
1?
first I'll drink to that is Zoe Grolnick and Ethan Zeff's engagement
Oh,
vacation.
in Thailand.
Thailand.
I know, right?
I literally, whenever they post something, I'm like, this
Wait, was this supposed to be musical theater related?
No.
No.
Okay,
it doesn't have to
neither
be.
of mine are.
That's gay.
Mine wasn't.
But their trip looks absolute. First of all, congratulations, you guys. Second of all, looks unbelievable. It has inspired me to want to go to Thailand,
I
and
know,
I think
right?
I'm gonna do a solo trip to Thailand.
You should.
Oh, you should.
I love to travel. I love to spend all my money on trips and then save a bunch of money and then like spend it all on trip, and that's not really responsible of me, but whatever. But I think a solo trip to Thailand is what is.
It's in the
is what
books. It's in the cards for you.
It is. My second one, Paul Giamatti.
in
just in
general?
general?
So let me say
Wait,
something.
like the conductor?
No, the actor.
the very famous actor,
So famously, Paul Giamatti is also Stephen
Giamatti.
Sondheim's. Oh, right.
Sammy.
Hey, let's use our listening ears and listen to our
Paul
guest.
Giamatti. No, I'll drink to that is y'all have you guys okay? So it's famously about to be Oscar season,
Oh, we know.
Yes.
and
He was
I-
in The Holdovers.
Well, last year, yes, but
What's he in this year?
so nothing. But for some reason, I had downloaded a bunch of things for my plane ride yesterday,
Right.
and one of them was the not A24, the In the Envelope Actors podcast from backstage with Paul Giamatti,
Oh.
and he
Not
was talking
Paul
about it.
Giamatti.
Also, no, and he. I just remembered The Holdovers last year was like one of my favorite movies of all time, and I
Aw.
rewatched it.
Oh,
Literally
this is the guy
today.
from Big Fat Liar.
Literally the cutie little old
Man.
guy.
First
guy.
of all, Big Fat Liar should be a musical. I'm just saying.
The Holdovers should be a musical.
I haven't seen it.
Sammy.
Neither
you
have
look-
I. But I give it.
Guys,
I heard that.
what?
I hear that it's giving winter chic.
I don't like movies with men.
Look at me. Everybody, go follow Paul Giamatti on all social media. He is my sweet prince.
Did you hear the tea about he was gonna be Herbie in Gypsy? That was the rumor.
Oh, don't worry, I know.
And I was like, "This, who is that? The guy from Big Fat Liar?"
Yeah, I can't.
You were so.
You would be
problematic.
great as
I
the Amanda
love
Bynes role in
him.
the Big Fat Liar musical.
Thank
You two
you.
would be great as the two of them.
We do famously.
as the big fat liars.
famously, we
No.
are big fat liars.
Have you guys never seen Big Fat Liar?
No.
No.
You guys have not seen Big Fat Liar?
I love that movie. I love that.
First of all, it's Amanda Bynes and what's his name? From Malcolm in the Middle.
So you're Amanda Bynes and I'm Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes. and
Who's Paul Giamatti?
and one of them
You are Amanda Bynes in that movie, Rose.
You know what I mean? Wouldn't they be so good in the musical version of that movie?
Let's write it.
Ass Rose, you would be so good.
John and Chesney and Eli, you guys write things? Get on it.
Those were.
Yeah, we write things.
Hey guys, so the video died. We were just gabbing, chatting, gagging, spilling, choking, eating.
So much tea.
So much tea that was just spilling all over us. We have burns all over our body from the hot tea.
Can I say
Yeah.
I'm sorry? It's that I got us on the Big Fat Liar trend, and
And
that's
something that I'll
trend.
always say is that
Yeah.
when you start talking about Big Fat Liar, I'm gonna talk, and I'm gonna talk
Me
for
too.
a long time.
And
But-
I'm gonna write a motherfucking musical.
But what I was
Title of
saying,
that.
but what I was saying before we were rudely interrupted by the camera dying is that Rose. Something that I love about our guests is when they come in and they have multiple drink to that's because you said yes and also.
I also
Yes
made those up,
and
as I said.
Also.
You find it in the work. You
find
really
it in the
do.
work.
And Paul Giamatti just inspired me. I love him.
Rough.
And I also, when he didn't win the Oscar last year,
You were sad.
I cried. I actually cried. Matthew Danforth was there to witness it. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed.
And shout out to Matthew Danforth.
Your very, very, very tall boyfriend.
Yep. Very tall.
Wow.
and that's the episode.
And that's all I have to say about him.
This was what I can call probably the most chaotic episode of the Ladies Who Brunch.
But this is going to be also, I will say it's chaotic, but I also say maybe it's the most authentic episode you ever
Which is
seen.
what you said at the jump, was that we were going to be very authentic.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are at the end of this episode looking back being like, wow, we did that? Question mark?
And like we slayed that.
We
question
slayed that.
mark.
I'm as always gonna get sentimental. I'm so proud of you.
Hey,
and just like you're doing it. You're doing the thing.
It's almost done. We have 3 more weeks in Montreal, and then hopefully we'll be back here.
You'll be back in New York City, and you know what's next? Nobody knows, and that's what makes it so special.
I'll be starring. I've been waiting to announce this. I will be starring in the musical of the Hunger Games with Paul Giamatti. I love you, Rose! As Katniss and Peeta. And as Gail will be Jackie Angelo.
Oh, I was going to say JPC.
Jackie Angelo.
Love you, Jack.
Okay, well, on that note.
I love you so much!
I love you so much. Thanks for coming on the podcast. This has been so iconic, so real, so genuine, so moving, and so experimental. I love you so much.
Very experimental, to say the least.
Here's how, guys, listen. Rose,
hey,
you know where to follow her? Rose Messenger on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky.
I actually don't have TikTok anymore.
Oh,
because
wow.
I deleted the app during the ban, and now I can't re-download it.
And thank you, President Trump.
But can I say, I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you tuning into my episode with my fans. I actually don't even remember your names. What is your name?
Sammy.
And I'm
Sammy.
Jake.
Oh my God, Sammy. I've never heard that name in my life. That's like very kind of maybe French?
Maybe gay.
Maybe kind of gay? No way. Actually, what is your name?
My name's Jake.
Oh my God, Jake. I love you, Jake. I actually really love you guys. And thank you so much for having me, Celine Dion, on your show. And really, I would just love to say, whoever is watching, thank you so much. You are the best. Seriously. No, really. I really love you, though. Okay, guys. Seriously, would I love to say goodbye to my good audience, my friends?
Sing
Seriously?
Sing a little bit.
Seriously.
Sing the...
No, I can't. Jake has... Oh, sorry. Sammy. Sammy, the new name that I just learned. Oh, my God.
All of us together.
Ooh, I love you so much. Good night.
Bum, 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 bum.